Precisely. Two best buds. Precisely. Drinking beer and talking about stuff. Precisely. Bo and Tony. Precisely. Playing and reviewing games. Precisely.
How's it going, everyone? This is Precisely Podcast, a podcast about beer and video games. I'm your host, Bo, and with me, as always, we got Tony Tone.
That's right. I'm here, and we have also with us Kelly.
Hey.
Highway to Cal.
What up? And we also have Tyler.
At Tyler Manning's Game Corner. How are you, man? Welcome back.
Good. I'm doing good. Good to hang out with you guys again.
Yeah, it's been a while. We missed you.
I missed you too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. We brought you on because our main topic today at the end of the podcast will be about Death Stranding, and you have played a lot of it.
Correct.
Yeah. So, looking forward to that. Beer-wise, Tony picked up a 6-pack for us all.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
No problem, guys. Sorry
Really
it wasn't, chilled to your liking, but...
Hey, I threw it in the freezer. That's what freezers are for.
Until it
Yes.
explodes.
Specifically. That's why freezers were built.
Now I'm thinking, did I put the other ones in the fridge? Yeah, I did. Okay. We're good.
If you hear a loud pop in the background,
Oh, God.
it's fine.
So, we're drinking on Official. It is called Official.
It's Bell's official hazy IPA.
IPA, for people that don't understand IPA.
And it's good. It's hazy. It's rocking.
I really like
It's
it.
fresh.
Yeah.
It's got a nice juicy flavor.
And the can isn't special at all. It looks like a regular, like, Joe Schmo beer.
It looks like
in
a
sense.
baseball jersey.
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah,
to say that.
baseball jersey for sure. The lettering on it is just a navy blue with like white border, and then white lettering that says Official and a nice cursive letters. What do we got, Tony?
Well, Bell's says that two of their favorite ingredients came together in the brew house: pungent American hops and delicious wheat malt. And it's a hazy, double dry hopped IPA with a combination of a few different types of hops. And they say there's hints of peach, stone fruit, and it has a dry finish.
Yeah.
I agree with the dry finish.
It weighs in at a 6.4% ABV. I like it. Thank you, Tony.
No problem.
So, our Game of the Year predictions were pretty much spot on last podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
Our nominees, even though we did say we just named off every game that came out this year, and we're like, yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a nominee.
It was hard to pick a, front runner from all of the games that we talked about that came out
Yeah.
in the past year.
So did they already announce Game of the Year? They
No,
did?
No.
they
They just said
announced the
nominees.
nominees, and there's
Okay.
6 of them, right?
Yeah. Well, I want to hear who Tyler thinks it's going to be since he wasn't here last
Yeah,
week.
I do too, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna narrow it down to 2.
Can I guess?
Resident Evil
Never
remake
mind. All right.
and Death Stranding
Okay.
are gonna be the 2 big ones.
I
this
thought you
year.
were going to say Sekiro.
I
Dies
also
Twice.
thought you were
Yeah.
gonna-
Honestly,
said
that
that.
it's a good. Okay, those 3 would be the 3
Alright.
that are running
Yeah.
for the top spot.
All right. Well, the official rundown. The Game of the Year nominees for 2019 are Control, Resident Evil 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Which we never even thought of.
No.
Didn't that come out last year?
It came out last year in
So
December.
we didn't realize that the calendar
Starts in December.
starts in. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It actually starts November 15th. It's
So we
like
didn't
the
even take
deadline
that into.
for nominees. To be
Yeah,
put
we
in.
just went by calendar year. We didn't even take it into effect. So, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Death Stranding, and The Outer Worlds. I think every single one of those we actually talked about, except Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
again, because we just didn't know. But we did, question if Nintendo was going to have a contender this year, and they do. So
And it's
that's pretty cool.
Probably the best contender that they could have.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree. I think
it's
that's
no
cool.
it's no Breath of the Wild, but honestly, it makes me question that Smash Brothers might actually take it, because when we think about
Yeah.
a game that anyone can play and the majority of people played, like Smash Brothers, I believe is it's the number one selling Smash Brothers. B, I think it's the most Nintendo Switch game bought overall.
Mario Kart.
It could be.
I
And,
think it's
I
Mario
mean,
Kart.
but either that and Breath of the Wild sold a bunch too, so I don't
Yeah.
know where that stands. I'm not sure about
I mean,
that.
they all sold over millions of copies.
Yeah.
Either way Nintendo would put it.
But they're still updating it. You know, they still have like 2 or 3 more characters. to
Yeah, they
bring
have a
out.
whole
Yeah.
nother season pass, I think,
Yeah.
scheduled
Mhm.
to come out.
Yeah, like what if that wins?
That'd be cool. I mean, and they also it's another iteration of Smash, but they really redid it a lot. Like they brought a lot of
Mhm.
new things to the table with this Smash, with the the spirits and all that stuff. It's really cool what they did with it. So
Yeah.
that'd be really cool if it won.
And I feel like Smash Brothers brings in all these different genres of games and games that aren't necessarily Nintendo based. So if Smash Brothers won,
It's like,
everyone wins.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a celebration of
Minus
video
like
games.
Resident Evil 2. You know, like, and Sekiro, but like, and Control. But like everyone else wins, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Like Square wins with Final Fantasy. Kojima wins with Metal Gear.
Well,
Yep, because Solid Snake's in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
regardless, even if that got Game of the Year, I won't be upset because I
No.
know other games that I enjoy that are contenders for Game of the Year are going to win awards somewhere else.
Yes.
Mhm.
So,
And talking about Death Stranding, it's in like at least 10 different categories.
yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
get something.
It's going to get something. Do we want to predict what's going to win? Who buys beer next?
That's a heavy bet.
What we're predicting what's gonna win game of
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah.
What do you think,
That's a
Tony?
hard choice.
You guys all guess, and I'll pick the ones that neither of you pick.
I'm going to pick Death Stranding then.
All right.
Tyler?
Why do you think? I'm just curious.
Creativity, maybe. Goes into creative games.
I think I'll be able to answer that better at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to like talk about Death Stranding right now because I know we're going to talk about it more
Gotcha.
later. Yeah.
All right, Tyler.
I'm going to say Resident Evil 2
Okay.
remake
Why do you think Resident Evil would win?
just because they kept the survival horror aspect of the old Resident Evil 2 and developed a new like third person, like sort of like Resident Evil 4, but it still had all the horror roots to it. It wasn't like an action game anymore. It was back to what it was. So I think Capcom this year has been stepping it up with
Yeah.
games.
Mm-hmm.
They have.
So I don't know.
That's
That's
a good one.
And it sold really well, and
It's a
a
good
lot of
pick.
people talked about it for a really long time, and they're still talking about it. in
and people
good
still
ways.
stream like playthroughs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's big in the speedrunning community, everything.
And it's being modded and stuff that you can get like Thomas the
Tank engine.
the actual like cartoon as like the evil guy can chase you around, which I guess
That's
is even
amazing.
more scarier than Mr. X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy.
Frightening. I'm gonna take Smash Brothers then.
Ooh.
What's left then?
We got Control. Sekiro died twice.
Shadows
Shadows
Die
Die Twice.
No, Shadows died twice.
And Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
I'll pick Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
I
That's a
heard
good pick,
really
too.
good things about that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
All right, a case of beer and $50.
Whoa.
Well, it's
Whoa.
a high
How about-
stake there.
What'd you say?
How about just like a 6-pack of beer?
And $50.
That's a
What?
lot of money.
$50 to who?
Each person gives the winner $50.
Oh my
Who didn't
God.
win?
Wait, $50 from each of us?
Yeah.
So that's $150.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no
Wait,
way.
no. How about
5.
$5?
How about a 12-pack?
Okay, whatever.
Oh my
12
God.
pack. All right, sure. How about just bring beer next time? Tyler, if you win, just come back.
Okay.
All right.
Just come back, please.
Either way, we're going to have
We
beer
love
here.
you.
And if
Yeah.
you don't win, you're exiled.
No,
Ooh.
not at all. No.
So then it's going to be a one-person podcast because there's only one winner.
Yeah.
It'd be real boring.
No, just Tyler's exiled if he doesn't win.
Oh, okay.
I think this year, though, like out of the past, like 3 years, like this year, to me, is going to be the hardest choice because there's so many different people that you have to please. And really, I feel like it's a majority thing. And a lot of people don't like Death Stranding, but I'm still going to choose it because I think the people that do love it realize that it's an amazing game and will vote it up all the way. And with Smash Brothers, like I'm so surprised Smash Brothers is on it that I almost think that will take it. Because there's a people's choice too, right?
Yeah, I think from what I read, it's like 3% of the vote though. So
Okay.
pretty much all like the head review companies have like their best reviewers are the people that nominate and
Interesting.
do the votes.
Well,
So we got a 3% sway.
Woo.
sounds
democracy.
It sounds like voting for a president.
Yeah, your vote matters, everybody.
Yes. So I just picked up a really nice game lot that I shared with you guys through DMs. Tony, did I tell you about it?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah.
A bunch of GameCube games.
GameCube, PS2, and Wii games. They were all loose, and they're scratched to hell. The GameCube games were in better condition. I tested all of them so far and got to the title screen, and they work. But the PS2 and Wii games are really scratched. Where like I try to I started to play them, and something would freeze up on them. And I was wondering, would you buff those then? Like get them buffed professionally? Or just sell it as it is, or keep it, or what?
So my rule with buffing,
Yes.
so a lot of games that I would get in a lot, if I really wanted the game or, something, and it was all scratched up and it needed buffed out, I would buff the game. If it was like an extra game that I wasn't really concerned about, I would buff it only if the buffing was like the value was more than the buffing.
Yes.
So, like for example, I wouldn't buff Madden 98,
No.
but I would buff Resident Evil 2.
So
You know what I mean?
yeah. So for instance, like with the PS1 kiosk that I picked up, I got Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Thanks, Blue, for knocking my microphone. And that's scratched to shit that it won't play.
I would buff it.
Buff it. Okay. So I'm probably going to keep that for myself because I do enjoy that game and don't own a copy of it. But I also got in this slot Rule of Rose, which is a stupid expensive PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah.
If I buff it, I pretty much have to, I plan on selling it. It's not a game I want to keep. Even though it's an Atlas game, I love Atlas games, it's also a horror game, and I'm not a fan of horror games. Tyler's pointing at himself right now, and I'm not looking at him because he probably can't afford this game right now. And I want good money for it.
Ouch.
How much does it go for?
Loose, I've seen it go anywhere from 200 to 300, which is insane for a loose disc.
Yeah.
So with buffing it, I would want to say, hey, this is rebuffed or resurfaced. But does that devalue it then?
So you want to
I
go?
wouldn't say so unless it's been buffed numerous times. So
Okay.
where you have the risk of it not working at all.
Yeah, so the thing is, when you trade games into, your local retro game store,
Yeah.
They do that.
9 times out of 10, they're going to buff your disc.
Okay.
Regardless, because you go into that store, I guarantee you any disc you get is pristine because they buff them all.
So you can't usually see that it's been buffed.
So only if somebody does a shitty job.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you see those white
streaks or
streaks
whatever.
on it,
Okay.
the circular marks. So, but I mean, the people around here who buff are good. I haven't had a bad buff job
Yeah.
around here, so I trust it. But stop. That's
What? Wait, what's going on?
He's-
Tony made eye contact with me, and it's, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah,
No,
Tony.
you're
I got a good
laughing.
buff
You're gonna
job.
make
I
me-
was
There's
like-
something about buff job.
I know.
that just-
I was like,
feel
you're gonna take that all the wrong way. All right, you heard it here first. Buff job is the new
The new
sexual
what?
innuendo.
Okay.
All right. But I mean, yeah. So almost any
Don't pay too much for a buff
Yeah.
job.
don't ever.
It's like $2, right? A buff.
Oh yeah. You never want to pay more than $3 a buff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
Don't ever get your buff on in a back alley. Make sure you're actually at a store with Google reviews and stuff like that, right?
Make
Yeah.
sure it's professional and
Yeah.
always test it afterwards.
And wear a condom.
all right,
All right.
cool.
Now
But
we
yeah,
got that out of ourselves. Yes.
that's fine.
All right.
No, yeah, most stores do buff
Okay.
their discs anyway. So if you buy any disc there or any disc they sell online, they'll just say that it's this game, but they won't say that it was buffed or anything.
Okay.
Probably.
So it's not necessarily something I need to disclose unless.
I probably would not.
for a game of that value, it wouldn't matter to
The-
some people.
The
like,
only game system I think it really matters on is when you get to the GameCube, because those are so thin
Yeah.
to begin with. If you buff it too much, or if the scratches are too deep and you try to buff it too much, you could damage the disc and it won't work
Okay.
in that way. But I think with a PS2 game, you're totally fine if you just say that this is the game and it's
Okay.
loose and it's for sale.
Okay. Because it works. Like I showed you guys the title screen.
Yeah.
And I didn't play any more than that. But man, it is scratched to shit. It was in a loose. Like it was in a folder, but not in a sleeve.
Oh,
And
God.
just loose. And I saw it and I was just like, I just bit my tongue. I was like, I need to buy this lot no matter what.
Yeah.
And I got a good deal on it. And she was happy as well.
Nice.
So
Congrats on that. Good steal.
yeah, I guess it's sort of a steal. I don't know.
I mean, sounds like it.
Yes, it was. All right. But it wasn't robbery. Like she got paid well
All right. Good.
for a bunch of scratchy discs.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, so the one thing I would do with the discs that are scratched up, that are cheap, that you don't want to buff,
Yeah.
throw it in a lot on eBay. Somebody who has a game store can bid on it, and get filler titles and buff them out themselves.
True that.
Or anybody who has their own buffing station at their home can
Yeah.
buff them out themselves.
How much is a buffing station?
I don't know. Like a nicer one is probably a couple hundred,
Okay.
I would
It's
say.
not like a few thousand.
I don't know much about it, but I looked into it and it was like I could make it work if I sold enough games,
Yeah.
but it was like I don't really want to deal with it either. Cuz
Yeah.
then you also have to like learn how to use it, so you don't want to screw up one of your discs like in the beginning kind of thing.
Yeah.
With the
Well,
streaks and all that.
Don't use Rule of Rose as your first disc. that
Yeah,
you try
never.
on. Yeah.
Never. Never.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm happy that I got that game. Maybe I'll play it until I get scared of it. I don't know. The graphics look great on it. For a PS2 game. I was so surprised. But yeah. Happy with that. Wanted to know what you guys thought about that. Any other like do's or don'ts when it comes to picking up lots? Kelly, you're a lot picker upper.
I do pick up lots. I mostly look at your value. Like if I'm going to buy, I don't know, if I'm going to buy a lot, I want to make sure that I can at least make my money back, keep what I want, and then, basically make what I had paid and then maybe some more off of
Yeah.
what is left over.
And that's how I view it too.
Right. So if I'm getting a lot for, $10 and I want to keep one game, that's a $10 game. I want to make sure I can sell the rest for at least $10.
Yeah.
So then I'm getting my stuff from my collection essentially free
Yeah.
in a way.
Absolutely.
So that's my rule of thumb. I try to not pay more than I'm getting
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So I asked this question because I was talking to a good friend of ours and listener, Matt's Video Game Corner. Shout out to him. But he was like, dude, he sent me a picture the other day, and he was like, I'm about to pick up an Earthbound cartridge in the slot. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, also though, the label looks a little like faded or off. Like, make sure it's not a repro. He's like, I got my tool with me. It came with I believe it was a mini SNES, like the SNES Junior, and then like 2 other games. And like the one was Dracula, which isn't worth much. And I forget what the other one was. But I was like, go check it out. He lives in Florida. I asked him, I was like, how was it? You know, did you get that? Only $50, which Earthbound is a $150 game. This label was a little messed up though. So maybe a little less, but he was like, I opened up Earthbound. He was like, first, the seller definitely looked like he was on heroin, which I guess is an epidemic in Florida.
Yeah. Yikes.
And either things are pristine or things are really shitty. And he's like, I opened it up and there were so many dead cockroaches inside this cartridge. And live ones too, like these
How'd
small
even
little
get in there?
cockroaches. A really dirty house it was in, you know, or a
Yeah,
trailer
but how
or
would
whatever.
a cockroach? Like,
Oh,
it's
they can
pretty
get in
sealed
anything.
They
shut,
can get
though.
in there.
They can
yeah.
get in anything.
It's gross.
And I was like, so what did you do? And he's like, I got grossed out and I gave it back to him and called it a day. And I told him, I was like, you know, for me, if it was like my favorite game is Earthbound, I already own it. I've owned it multiple times and sold it multiple times, but I would have bought it for 50, like put it on the outside of my car, drove it to a field with alcohol, and just like threw alcohol on it and cleaned that baby off, because that's $100 profit just there, and then everything else that you sell is profit too. Or keep the Earthbound since you don't own it. So what do you guys think about that? Like, would you have done the same thing? Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually had an experience that was similar. I bought a Dreamcast lot from this guy. It was a pretty good deal. And it was like $40 for the Dreamcast with controllers and all that, and then a bunch of games. And I got home and like I put it down in my basement and bugs just started coming out the system.
Oh my God.
I was, first of all, terrified, grossed out, and like immediately screamed louder than I've
Yeah.
ever screamed in my life. Put it in the garage in a Tupperware box. And I sprayed the system with a ton of like Raid.
Oh my gosh, you probably killed the system.
No, like
Okay.
it was closed. Like I
Either
just
way.
put a bunch of
Yeah.
Raid on top of it and just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sealed the Tupperware box and left it in my garage for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And when I came back out, everything was dead. And I just
Yeah.
opened it up, cleaned all the crap out of it, and it was all right. It took a long time. It really was not worth it for that.
So for our listeners,
But
Tony and Tyler have the biggest eyes right now
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah. It was literally the most disgusting thing I've ever done. But like the thing is, at that time I was like, oh, I'm already in on it. Like
yeah. It's
I didn't
already
know.
yours. It's not like you're on throw it in the trash.
Right. So for Earthbound, if I opened it up and I saw that, I'd be like, okay, here's what I'm dealing with. I would say, hey, would you do like
$20.
40, 30, come down a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit? Like,
That's what I told him.
can you come down a little bit? This is really gross and I don't know if it's going to work. Or, you
Yeah.
know, I want to clean it up. And if he doesn't, fine. You know, like I would still probably take it and just douse that sucker
Yeah.
and get it cleaned out. And because I think for that game, it would be worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't recommend it for that Dreamcast.
Yeah. And I've had similar things. I forget what it was, but it was definitely a system that I opened up to clean because it wasn't working. It might have been an original Nintendo, and there was definitely roaches in it, and I was just like, what the fuck? But they were dead, you know, luckily enough. But yeah, you find bugs and everything. And
Yeah.
I think it's because, you know, it's a warm spot, it's sheltered.
Yeah, I found tons of dead stuff.
Yeah.
You know, cleaning stuff out and everything's
the
fine.
live
It
stuff
works,
is
but
weird.
the live thing was was
Ooh.
the only time that's happened, and I've been really careful ever since.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
And Matt told me, he said something like they're like German cockroaches or something. They're like these small little roaches in Florida. And he was like, at my first house that we bought, or the house that he's at right now, it took $500 and a year to finally get rid of them. So
Ugh.
I think that was his reasoning.
Yeah.
Like, he does not want to bring that back in his
Oh,
house.
I wouldn't put it even near my house.
Yeah.
I would take that thing I would put it in a bag and take
Yeah.
it right out, like you said, to a field or something,
Yep.
and just do it there.
Or keep it in Tupperware for 2 months with a bunch of Raid in it. Spray it once a week.
There you
Yeah.
go. Whatever works.
Yeah. Tyler, what
I-
would you do if you saw it? Or sorry, Tony, you guys.
Honestly, I'd probably clean it, but I wouldn't take it in my house to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't even take
Because
that shit.
roaches just hide and populate. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
why would you want that
What
in
if
your
a
house?
couple of those eggs get dumped out on your carpet,
Exactly.
and then in a month you got, 40
Infestation.
cockroaches running around your kitchen?
Yeah, no way.
More than that.
I'm not risking that.
Oh, I fucking hate bugs.
Roaches are the worst.
They really are.
Oof. This whole
Probably worse than
conversation's making
spiders.
my skin crawl.
Roaches,
Oh, don't
bed
even go there.
bugs, and yeah, I'd just say those two are the worst.
Mm-mm.
As far
Fleas,
as, like,
fleas are
fleas-
horrible.
Fleas.
Yeah. Ants are really bad too. I have an ant
Bugs
story
just
that sucks.
suck.
Yeah, bugs
Like,
suck.
that's what it comes down to. There's only a
Spiders
few
suck.
that are pretty cool.
Bugs, go home.
Yeah.
Don't come back.
Like prey mantises are cool. They're fine.
Yeah, they're
They're
right.
big enough that it's like, all right, I can see you. You
Yeah.
can see me. But like everything else sucks.
Ladybugs are chill.
Yeah,
I feel like cockroaches they're the criminals of the bug world.
they
Definitely.
are. Yeah.
They're
And
like
super
Godfathers.
mischievous.
Did you watch Bugs
Not
Life?
Godfather. Not Godfather.
No.
I
But yeah.
did. I don't remember roaches in Bugs Life.
I'm pretty sure they had roaches in there.
I don't remember. Grasshoppers were the bad ones.
Yeah,
Stealing all the seeds.
but I'm pretty sure roaches were in there somewhere.
I feel like grasshoppers are very similar to roaches though too, and crickets.
I think the roaches were at the trailer when they see the blue light. Like
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the movie.
Bugs Life, yeah.
Yeah, now we're talking Bugs Life.
Have
Yeah,
you
I
ever
don't-
seen Bugs Life?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Missing
see
out.
Fern Gully?
Hell yes. What
Such
kind
a
of
good movie.
question is that?
Utah?
Yeah, Ferngully
Okay.
is like Avatar before Avatar got cool.
Definitely.
It's the same story.
So
Yeah.
good. Save the rainforest, y'all.
Dude, you should watch it with Kayla sometime. She would like it a lot.
Have you seen the Lorax?
Yes. He speaks for the trees.
Yeah, all right. That's saving the forest to me.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this is Fern Gully. It's different.
Now you should definitely watch.
I might have
Ferngully.
seen it. I don't know. There's yeah.
I mean,
You
there
would
was a
know.
lot of black sludge on trees. That was like the whole.
They were like surfing on leaves and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is it a cartoon?
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like
No,
little
maybe not.
fairies.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
It's good.
Anyway.
Check it out.
All right.
We're done.
All right.
Movie recommendations.
Let's do our secret giveaway code. Kelly, you got one?
Oh yeah. I've been thinking on this since you said it last
Okay.
week. I already had it in my
Sweet.
head.
I'm excited.
All right.
Should we do a drum roll?
Well, wait.
Drum roll yourself.
Let's say what it's for first. This is for limited edition clear pink Sega Saturn controller made from 8-bit dough, I think, or 8-bit, I don't know. And limited run games. They collaborated, and only 2,000 have been made. I should be getting it by the end of the month, maybe next month. So by the time I get it, we'll probably do one more podcast for the secret giveaway. Codes. You can enter as many podcast codes as we have, which this will be the third one.
Correct.
So Kelly, what is the code?
All right, everybody set your decoder rings to B2. The secret code for this
I
week.
thought it was B2, sorry.
No, the
Okay.
secret code for this week's Precisely podcast giveaway is be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Really?
What?
Do you know what that's from?
Do you get my reference?
He doesn't get it.
No.
That's why.
Do you
Should
get
we-
it, Tyler?
Should we even tell him? Let's just not tell him and make him wonder about it.
Oh, they're
Is it from the
exchanging.
commercial of
They're
Ovaltine?
exchanging like panicked glances. Tony and I, we know.
How about you enlighten
This is
us?
the we know couch. You're on the
The smart
no
couch.
clue couch.
Good one, Ton.
Burn.
Burn. All right, do you want to enlighten me?
All right. Well, 'tis the season. Christmas story.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
When he gets on the radio, Little Orphan Annie. That's
Yeah.
his little. He decodes it and he said, "It's a crummy commercial."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was what radio show was it he was listening to? It
Little
was some
Orphan Annie.
I thought it was a detective one.
Yeah, yeah, but she was
Okay.
the detective,
Okay.
detectives club or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, it's like my top two Christmas movies
So
are
It's a
Christmas
must.
Story
Yeah.
and Griswolds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're my
Yeah, I
top two:
like 'em.
Christmas Vacation and Christmas Story. So I've been thinking on that since last week, and
Okay.
it's gonna be December, so that's why I was like, I've got it.
So the code again is be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Yes, it is.
Jesus Christ. All right. Send that to Precisely Podcast on Instagram through a DM, and you will be entered. Not that many people have entered. I might actually post about it, just to get more people. A lot of people are listening to our podcast, but a lot of people aren't entering. So, whatevs. We got 2 people that gave us the 2 codes from the past 2 episodes, but besides that, it's only been like 1 code here and there.
You guys got to get in.
Yeah,
Come on,
let's do it.
drink your Ovaltine.
So let's get to the games we played. We'll talk about Death Stranding at the very end. But Tyler, any other games you've been playing since the last time we seen you?
All right, we'll be here for a while.
Well, I've been playing Nier Automata,
Oh, nice.
which I'm digging.
Yeah.
I'm playing that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
How was that? Tell us about
I didn't
that.
start it yet. Don't give out too much. But
Okay, the gameplay, like the combat system, is kind of Dark Souls. I'm not gonna say it's a Dark Souls clone.
Yeah.
But it's pretty challenging. You got to kind of learn how to play. It's not unless you drop it to like easy mode. But
Like you're gonna die.
but you don't do that.
you will die.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not nearly as hard as like Dark Souls. But it also reminds me of like Metroid, because the maps open up once you get more abilities.
So
like,
you have to go back to
you have to keep going
past
back
areas.
to plant.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Nice.
And there's a lot of like customization and stuff in it, right?
The lightsaber customization's pretty cool, but as far as like character outfits and stuff, there's really not much for that.
Okay.
But yeah, the story's good and it fits in. It's canon with the universe, so
Oh, that's good.
yeah, I dig it. Been playing that. It's a
Are
lot of fun.
you upset at all that didn't make it to Game of the Year this year?
Well, it came out on the 15th, which was the cutoff. So
Or it came out the 14th or something?
I think the 15th was
Okay.
that Friday.
Which it should be on. But you know what's messed up is that E3 didn't give out codes until like 2 days before. And I think that just screwed it up for them. So really, I don't think it should be eligible for next year.
Right.
Or maybe it should, because there's probably going to be better games next year anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2, Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's way more coming out next year as far as like heavy hitting titles.
I can't wait for Cyberpunk. Keanu Reeves.
You're breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go back to you, Tyler. Tony, what have you been playing?
I've just been going strong at Modern Warfare.
What level are you at?
Shit, like 40 something, I think.
Nice. Is it the same as like past ones where like you get to like a level cap and then you like
Ooh, are you gonna
prestige?
prestige?
I don't even know if they have it really or if it's the same,
They
because
have to.
I don't know how it goes because I'm not at that high of a level. It's like 60 normally you would
Yeah,
prestige
I
at.
think so.
But there's people that are like a level 150 and something.
What?
So,
Oh, okay.
so I don't
maybe
know
it is
how
different.
it works with this one yet.
Huh. I wonder if there's level cap then. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long I'll be. I'm like addicted to it, honestly.
I knew
Like
you
it's
would
an
be.
issue. So I have to like pull myself away from it.
So I went over to your house the other day and I got to play a little bit of it, and you killed it before I jumped on the controller. You were like, I've never done this well, and I'm like, you're fucking doing it, dude. Like, keep playing. I think you were like, what, 18-2 or something by the end of the game, which was really good.
Yeah, I usually do pretty good.
Okay.
I don't go negative, let me say.
All right. Well, yeah, when I hopped on, I think I had 3 or 4 kills, and at least 1 or 2 of them were like by accident, and 18 deaths or something, 17 deaths.
I don't know. But what'd you think? It's pretty cool for the little bit that you played. They need more maps. I'm excited for that.
So I only played one map. I didn't enjoy it because I don't know the maps.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure if I did stick with it and played more of the maps and learned where people hide, where people spawn, this and that, it'd be a lot better. But it was very like, I'm going to get killed right away. You know, even me sneaking around, like just being reacquainted to a first-person shooter. Like I know the controls, like the controls are always usually the same, but just like those quick reflexes, like I sort of lost. It's not my cup of tea. I was just like, no, this makes me not want to pick it up in any sense. Like I just got angry at it. I don't like being angry at video games. I like to enjoy video games. But yeah, beautiful game though. Like it's very well done. The kill streaks were really cool when you were doing all that. You got like a helicopter and you got to fly that around.
Yeah, there's way more customization and everything,
Yeah.
which I think is going to keep me playing longer maybe than other ones, but we'll see.
Yeah, the graphics were beautiful. Like even in the loading screen, like to see like your loadout, like the guns or grenades just look so real and on point. You know, you can zoom in on them and stuff. Yeah, just not for me anymore. I'm just not an FPS person. I can't be anymore. Callie, how about you?
So I beat Katamari on the Switch.
Hell yeah.
Finally got the moon rolled up.
Nice.
So finally
It's a great
knocked that
feeling.
one off. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those games where I was just playing in small increments.
Yeah, me too.
So it was like, yay. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't like I grinded through it and like, you know, but I finally finished that one, which is cool. I'll go back and keep playing it, obviously, but
Yeah.
you know. I've been playing a lot of Luigi's Mansion this week. I have, I think, 3 or 4 floors left before I'm done with the game. The last couple had me like really like the last one. One of the last ones I did was this like Egyptian level, and it just had me really pissed off because it was just like stupid. Like there was sand everywhere, and you would just be like sucking up sand, and you're like, I don't want to be. Like I want to.
Like your vacuum sucking up
Yeah,
sand.
like
Okay.
it was like I don't want to be sucking up sand, but I'm still sucking up sand this
Yeah.
whole level. It was just like I don't know. And then you had like puzzles that were like timed, but then there was also sand involved, and it was like I'm tired of the sand, and I sound
Yeah.
like Anakin Skywalker, but you know, it was the
Wait,
sand
what
pissed me
about
off.
Anakin Skywalker?
He doesn't like sand.
Oh, okay.
It's rough and it's coarse
Alright.
and it gets everywhere.
Okay.
Tatooine.
I don't like sand either. I'm not a beach person, but all right.
Anyway, that was just that level. Just like that one I actually played, and then like I died on like a stupid like I couldn't figure out the puzzle like, and it was like what do I do? And then it was like once I figured it out, I didn't have enough time to finish it, and so then I died, and then I was like, I can't. I have to take a break. So I
Yeah.
like didn't play it for like a day, and then I came back to it and beat the floor or whatever. So it's been fun though. I really like that game a lot. So I'm going to try to finish that before I delve into a lot of things. So this Thanksgiving break, I should finish that.
Cool.
And then I have been starting, I literally started and haven't played very much of Pokemon Sword as well.
Oh, you did get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I'm Team Sobble because I love my water Pokemon, but I just got started on that, so I'm not even that far into it to
Okay.
even like give what I think about it yet. But I plan on playing a lot of it this break. I plan on getting into my Modern Warfare this break too, so I'm gonna have a couple days off. I'm just gonna not do anything in game. So
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't picked up the new Pokemon game yet, because I was all about Pokemon Let's Go. Like, I pre-ordered it, which I never pre-order anything. And then I never even opened it. I was just like, fuck it.
it looks really interesting, and I've seen a lot of people like playing this
Yeah.
week, and I was like, I want to finish Luigi's Mansion before I go in
Absolutely.
to Pokemon, and I'm so close to being done. I just want to get that done first
Yeah.
before I really delve, but I wanted to start it. But it looks really cool, and a lot of the stuff I'm excited to get into and see how it works once you get in the game itself.
Yeah, I was listening to a fellow podcast from the Gaming Podcast Alliance that we're acquainted with, Lit Gaming Arena. I listened to their newest podcast today, and their one guy was talking about the new Pokemon, and that it's really easy to like level up your characters or your Pokemon with the rare candies, and then there's like these special candies that give you 30,000 experience. So he took a level 1 Pokemon, gave it that candy, and it like leveled up to level 35 automatically. He's like, so it's really easy to grind things out, and I'm pretty sure he said Pokemon like share experience too that are in your party. But the cool part about it is that you can do like these giant raids with friends, which
Yeah, that's what I
that makes
saw.
me want to play it, you know, where you actually join up to like fight these gigantic Pokemon that are really hard to catch once you beat them. But even if you don't catch them, you get all these like crazy candies that then you can feed to your team. And then he also said like in the wild area where you see all the Pokemon and you can see other trainers and stuff, that even though there's like a rare shiny Pokemon, you might not be able to even catch it or battle it. Maybe just catch it. You can battle it but not catch it if it's a level over yours, which is weird.
Interesting. So, unpopular opinion maybe, but I was never really into using rare candies a lot when I played
Yeah.
Pokemon because I always thought it meant, like, to me it meant more to level up my Pokemon on my own than
Exactly.
than feed them candies. Like, I was always somebody who was like, okay, yeah, I got this Pokemon
Yeah.
to level whatever. Like, I didn't want to just straight up feed it, you know, and like just overload it or whatever.
I always end a game with Pokemon with at least like 10 rare candies because I
Exactly.
never use them. But if I do use them, I use them right before the Elite Four.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, you know, on the last podcast, how I was like, I'm right at the Elite Four. Guess what I can't find?
Uh-oh.
My Game Boy Micro.
Uh-oh.
It's so small that I lost it.
Oh my god.
Is it under your bed?
No?
Maybe a couple roaches carried it away.
It's something. I had it in my pocket on my last tattoo appointment, and I had it in a pouch, and I've seen the empty pouch under my bed,
The roaches took it for sure.
but the micro is not there anymore, and it has Pokemon in it, and
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
God damn it.
Oh no.
That sucks.
Shit, dude,
It
I'm
does
sorry.
suck, yeah.
But yeah, if you use too many rare candies, your Pokemon like won't obey you anymore, because they all have moods, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
depending on how you like treat and train your Pokemon, you know, they'll act differently. So
Tony-
if you use too many rare
Tony, you
candies,
should get one of them, and I'll get the other one, and we should play that.
what? The new Pokemon?
Sword
Yeah.
and Shield.
Not yet, but I'll probably get it, but not yet.
All right, well, I'm not ready for it yet, but we should get it together so that we can buddy up.
So you can
Okay.
co-parent Pokemon.
Yeah.
Back with the rare,
Can you play online? Sorry.
Yeah,
Tyler.
yeah.
back with the rare candy stuff. I always felt like it lowered the stat of the Pokemon when you just did that. That's what I got out of it.
What
so
do
I
you
never-
mean?
How'd it lower the
Like
stat?
you're like cheapening
Oh, yeah.
your stats for the Pokemon.
But nobody knows that. That's
Right.
like, that goes back to buffing a disc that you're
It's
about
just so
to
you
sell.
can get it up to a level 100.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
the
like,
only
if
reason
you-
you use rare
I
candies.
feel like it would be more beneficial. Like if you use a rare candy, you won't get a stat increase in certain fields. So then it's not just like people feel obligated to spam candies on Pokemon. Like
But I don't think it works that way.
I know, but it should
Oh, yeah.
just to
I
give like
agree.
a consequence of cheapening
Yeah.
the experience.
If you made Pokemon.
Maybe you should write Nintendo and let them know how
Well,
you
there's
do
a
it.
lot of stuff I'd write to Nintendo. Where's
Yeah,
Mother
me too.
3?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
no, not where's Mother 3. Where's anything Earthbound related. Don't fucking bury it in a grave. God damn it. Mother 3 we have, fan-wise. I could care less about that. If anything, bring out what you had for the N64 of Mother 3. Right? I want to see that. I want to see more of that. I want to play it. Or just remake it. Remake Earthbound just like Link's Awakening. God damn it,
or
please.
Secrets of Mana? Got a remake on the PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. And the
and
Switch.
the Switch.
Yeah. Do it for Earthbound. Dude, they make so much money off that.
Oh, I know.
They're probably just waiting and waiting because
They're probably
once
sitting
they
on it.
unveil it, they'll have like way more money. right? The longer they wait, the more people are gonna be like, "Oh yes,
Yeah, but I
finally,
feel like
I
if
want
you-
10."
I feel like it'd be like a Half-Life 3 experience, and like
Which,
people get so hyped that it just ruins the game coming out because
because everyone gets disappointed
Yeah.
by the outcome. Yeah. Well, that was sort of like Secret Mana remake.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't good.
Well, and also Shenmue 3 just came out too. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of the same thing. They waited so long for Shenmue 3.
And they
it's-
kept it like Shenmue 1 and 2
Yeah.
with the voice acting and
But-
everything.
Yeah, but it hasn't been, I don't think it's been selling as well as they wanted it
No.
to. No. Yeah.
No,
I haven't heard much.
Yeah, I was mentioning like Best Buy has it on sale for like 25 or
Yeah.
35
I haven't
on
heard
Black
as much.
Friday.
Say, you know what I also haven't heard of, speaking of remakes, I haven't heard a lot of people buying the Medieval
Yeah.
remake for PlayStation.
Actually, I bought that.
I was
Which
I've
is-
gonna
been playing
buy
it.
Well,
I've been
Black
playing it.
Friday, I think it's $20.
Yep, that's I'm gonna get
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah,
that's
I've been
I
playing
haven't
it.
seen
It's
a lot
pretty
of
good.
people buying it or
Yeah.
playing it or talking about it. And that's a good game on the PS1, but
It was a great game for PS1, but like, really, was anyone asking for that game to be remade?
Yeah, that's one of those things.
yeah, I don't know.
What do you think of it? You said you've been playing it for a little bit.
I mean, I have the first two on the original PlayStation,
Yeah.
but I just thought it would be nice to play through it again.
Yeah.
Just
And is it nice?
a little more visually pleasing
Yeah.
instead of
Is it still pretty much the same? Like,
Would you recommend someone to buy it?
for $20, maybe 15, I'd recommend it.
okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, there's a lot of value to it. Like,
Yeah.
it can be a short game, or they added stuff to make a second playthrough more appealing.
Is it just one or is it 1 and 2?
It's just the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
So I played a few games that I've talked about a lot in the past. One being Yakuza 0. I'm really loving that. It's opened up even more so, where like I now have to invest in properties and maintain those properties and fight off gangs that want to buy those properties and have enough money to buy off the person that potentially wants to outbid me on that property. So that's cool. It's different. It sort of turned me off at first, but it's actually a very easy an easy thing to do within the game. Okay, so the other games that I played, I started Patapon 3. Have you guys ever played a Patapon?
Ooh, no, I haven't played one, but I know what they are.
Is that game on the?
Vita.
Okay, they have one on the
PS3?
PSP.
PSP too.
Okay, yeah. So
It's like a beat game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
yeah, which I had no idea what to expect from this. Like, I went off of this game from a recommendation on a podcast where the guy always talks about Patapon. I'm like, let me see what this is about. It's you're like a warrior that needs to lead other warriors to battle, and it's all a beat-based game. So like a Patapanawana or something that you do is square, 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 circle, square, 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 circle, square, 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 circle. And you just got to keep that beat up, and that's like your marching beat. But then like once you want to attack, it's circle, circle, triangle, circle, 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 triangle, circle. So like that's your attack. So you have to like go with these beats, and that moves your infantry closer and then attacks or defends, and each one has a different beat. And luckily enough, like there's like a little key at the bottom that tells you like this is what you're doing, but it's on that 4-stroke beat, so you have to keep up with it, otherwise you fail, in the sense where it's like, oh no, you mess up that beat, try again on the once the beat starts again. It's weird. I don't know if it's for me. Like, I love weird games, but I also enjoy playing games like without any volume on it, especially handheld games, because I usually play those in bed. So this one I started when my wife was like babysitting at night, so she wasn't home, and it's cool. Graphics are cool. The story is unique. The whole gameplay is very unique for me, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it. It didn't really draw me in. But if you like beat-based games, I recommend it, because it's definitely a beat-based game without feeling like it's a musical game. It's just repetition, It's like Simon Says, sort of. Besides that, I went back to ukulele, which we talked about in the last podcast, and I said it was very similar to Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, but slower. And really, I take the whole slower part back now. I played more of it, and it can be very fast paced. So much that once you beat a level, you can unlock the second level within that level, where usually it's go as fast as possible before you die, because there's like a big laser coming out from right behind you that's like trailing you, and if you get hit, you're going to die. I absolutely love it. It's a great game, and the overworld hub area is amazing too, where you can unlock so many different things, like new different areas without even completing the past level. Like you can just go anywhere with it. Really enjoying it. I'm actually going to go back and play more of it. It's a great transitional game where I get too stranded in Death Stranding, and I'm like, I need to play something else, and ukulele is where it's at, the impossible lair. I highly recommend it to all of you guys here and all of our listeners.
I think I saw it's on sale for
$25, I want to say, at Best Buy on
well,
Black
I thought
Friday.
it was going to be cheaper than that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I just bought it at Best Buy, I think, for $40. But I think it's $25 at Best Buy on Black Friday.
Well, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I saw it for sale somewhere else for cheaper on like a Black Friday or during this week or something. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
if it's cheap, I might grab it.
Absolutely. It's a great game, and I think you would like it. Like, you played Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the Wii U and for the Switch.
Yeah, you would like it.
Yeah.
Besides that, my buddy Dave came over with his wife Lindsay, and we played on the Dreamcast kiosk. Can you guess what game we played?
Did you play Dynamite Cop?
We played Dynamite Cop.
Oh,
and honestly, that is the best arcade game ever.
Oh my god, it has to be my favorite Dreamcast game. Maybe even like one of my top games of all time. It's just so good.
Tony, you played Dynamite Cop, right?
I don't remember. I probably have.
I think you have. Was Zerb or someone. But we were shaking pepper in people's faces, hitting hitting enemies and bread.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get like a nuclear warhead that you can blow up everything with. Like,
oh my god,
it's such a great.
And then you're beating somebody with a chaise lounge.
Yeah, like such a great beat 'em up multiplayer arcade experience. And it's funny, like I was telling like this chat that I'm with about the game, because none of them heard of it, and I looked it up to see like what platforms it's for, and it's only the Dreamcast and arcade.
Yes.
But the Metacritic on it's like a 4.1 out of 10, and I'm just like, damn, like this game is way better than a 4.1.
They're wrong, I'd like to say.
Yes, they are wrong.
They're all wrong.
Yeah, like it's a B movie. Like it's
it
so
is,
bad
100%.
that it's so good.
100%. And those are like some of my favorite games that are so bad that they're good.
Yeah.
I feel like they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Like just
the
make
Metacritic or what?
No, like just making the game super cheesy and fun.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got that like vibe of Time Crisis, except that it's a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which is, I think, why I love it so very much. And then also the fact that you're beating people up with random shit you find.
Baguettes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chaise lounges, nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
All of it.
Anything. Yeah, it's a great game. So check that out if you have a Dreamcast. I don't think it's that expensive of a game. But
I think
could
it's
be
like
wrong.
a $40 game, maybe.
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
Oh, it's 100% worth it.
Yeah.
I paid an eBay price for it, like, because I couldn't find it anywhere.
Worth it. But besides that, I've been playing Death Stranding, which that's why you're here, Tyler, to enlighten all of our questions.
That's the only reason you're here, Tyler.
Only reason.
Not because of any other reason. Not because of friendship.
And friendship, yeah.
Okay.
No.
Before we get to Death Stranding, did you guys play Untitled Goose Game?
No.
Not yet.
Have you?
Awesome game.
Yes.
You feel like such a dickhead the whole time. It's great.
I can't wait to start it. I might start it this weekend.
Are they doing a physical release of it? Because I
There
feel
might
like
be.
I would want to buy that.
I think they will because it was like trending on the Nintendo store, like the
I'm
number
sure they'll
one
do
best
one.
selling game.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna probably be out for like another 6 months or
Yeah.
and
to
I
a
think
year.
I'll wait for it though.
I don't want to wait.
Yeah, I will.
It's definitely a interesting game.
Did you
It's
beat
kind of
it?
relaxing. Even when you beat it, it opens up to more stuff to do.
Oh,
so.
cool. That's great.
Nice.
Do you want to tell us any more about that?
Yeah, you get like a checklist. It's your
Okay.
to-do list. And on
His
the,
number one fuck shit up.
Yeah. On the to-do list, you have to check your chores off the list pretty much. So like untying a kid's shoe and making him trip and fall, or like chasing a kid into a phone booth.
This is Tony's normal Tuesday night.
Yeah. Just stuff like that. It's super interesting. And it's like a $14 game,
Yeah. Which is a great price.
but it's
for entry.
clever enough for me to want to pay that $14 and play. Like
Yeah.
it's a phenomenon.
It's a short game though, right?
I'd say I played like 5 hours.
And you're not done with it?
There, like I said, it opens up. You get more
Okay.
stuff to do. So
Cool.
yeah,
Well, I definitely want to play it, but I might just wait until physical release, which I did that with Celeste, and I still haven't opened my Celeste copy, so eventually it will happen, just not yet. Let's get into Death Stranding, though.
Okay.
This is a game that has mixed reviews all over the board. Tony, do you want to look up the Metacritic on Death Stranding?
What's it called? Metacritic?
Yeah, I think if you just look up Death Stranding review or Death Stranding on Google, that brings up the Metacritic. Like the percent. I want to say it's probably at an 80%.
it's like 84, I think, or something close to
Okay.
that.
So this is a potential game of the year. It's a potential winner of a bunch of different awards for the end of the year. I bought it. I wanted to wait for a sale or buy it used. I was able to use my buddy's Best Buy gamer card or whatever, so I got it for $50 and some cents, and I'm really happy with it. Like, it's something. It's an experience, you know. I
Yeah.
knew it was a game that I wanted to sit down and not necessarily play a game, but like watch a movie, and that's what it was for the first 2 hours, or maybe even 3 hours, really, until I started playing the video game. But it was great. Like, my wife and I didn't have anything else to do. It was like a Sunday when I started it, and it was very cinematic the whole time. It was just visuals and story and music, and it was all great. Like, I was like, this is fine by me. Like, it was just a chill Sunday where we don't really necessarily like doing much besides like cooking and getting groceries, and then let's relax, you know, before the work week.
I think it's a very stunning game.
Yes.
Like when you're walking around, there's so much detail in the environment that you end up focusing on what everything's looking like. Like, oh, the mountains, they're like snow-covered mountains. Oh, these are
Yeah.
great. Just so subtle, so many subtle details that I think it makes it a very unique game.
It's a beautiful game.
Does have its flaws though.
It does have its flaws, and it looks like it's a game on budget the more you play it, in the sense where they reuse the same visuals over and over again, like when you recycle materials or whatever, or deliver materials, that's the same look every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like you can see where they were sort of cutting corners, but I feel like that's almost any game, really. Like, it's not necessarily different every time. Also, when you're like talking to characters after you like do a delivery, they're like in like a hologram, so it's not necessarily their full body. It's like a pixelated version of them. So you see like really it doesn't matter to me, but like looking at it in like a price point type of way, I'm like, okay, this is how they saved money, you know? Like, and like you're not interacting with NPCs per se, you're interacting with an NPC's visual of themselves, which is less time, I guess, to make that.
Yeah, the game was made in less than 3 years, which is pretty stunning.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like 5 years, but okay.
I can see where the corner cutting, like
Yeah.
you said, was, but
It doesn't take away anything from it though.
no. I still get enjoyment from just delivering things sometimes. As boring as that sounds, like you gotta like plan how you do things.
So do you want to tell us and like the listeners what the game essentially is at its core?
At its core, I would say a third person action adventure game with fetch quests built in, but it's not like a standard fetch quest. Like you gotta take into account the environment. Like, do I need to bring extra shoes with? Or do I need to bring this certain item to get past this thing? There's a lot of thinking involved from point A to point B. It's not like Skyrim or Fallout where you just walk from point A to point B or fast travel.
So
you
you're
talk to
saying there's like a puzzle?
Yeah, the world itself
Into
is a
it.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Okay, like an action adventure puzzle.
Yes. And it's not just a walking sim like everybody keeps thinking it is. It does open up, there's combat in the game, you get guns, stuff like that. There's different ways you can play. You can play it all stealth, or you could just go guns a-blazing. So, which is bad, because when you do that, it creates more of the BTs.
Yeah. So what are BTs?
They are
they the Death Stranding?
beached things, so they're stuck in a realm that isn't, or like it's like limbo almost. Like their souls are stuck in limbo, but
And
So what is the Death Stranding? That's
Okay.
what they are, right? Or is that the thing that you're in?
That's a good question.
okay. From what I get out of it, the Death Stranding, there's an explosion that took place that set all the events of the game up. I'm not exactly 100% sure yet of how the beach things became beach things. There's a lot of text you got to read and like interviews and stuff or emails you get that give a lot of like small details. But I know it's like an end of the world stage type of cataclysmic event that is like setting in motion like the end of the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, like, we're not trying to spoil anything for anyone, but one of the first quests that you have to do is that someone dies somehow, right? And they're wrapped up in like a bodysuit, and strapped down to this truck. They're like, you need to deliver him to the incinerary. Like, he needs to be burnt. Otherwise, bad shit's about to happen. So you learn then that if someone's dead in this world, in the post-apocalyptic world, they essentially grow whatever these BTs are, and also an explosion will happen. Like a big explosion where it'll wipe out the whole area and nothing's there. So there are these buildings in this world where, if someone would die and nobody finds that body after 24 hours, that whole building will be gone.
It's like a nuclear explosion. So
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah.
So
And
you're saying that your landscape could change if you don't find these bodies within this 24-hour time clock in the game.
Yes, but I don't think there's hidden bodies.
Okay.
Those are more like main quests where it's like you need to take this person to the incinerator.
Oh, okay. That makes, yeah, I guess mine was more
Yeah.
of like, are there random
No.
scatterings?
No, but it makes sure the story tells you like you need to do this now before time's up. So you're on your way there. Someone's driving the truck. Timefall happens, which timefall is rain, essentially, right?
But it's like a time paradox.
It's
Like,
acid rain.
yeah, when the rain hits you, like aging acceleration.
Oh.
That's why they call it timefall.
So if it hits the
If
body that's dying or whatever,
Yeah.
or the dead body, I should say, then it accelerates that also.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And say like if you don't have protection on, it'll age.
Your skin.
You'll turn old like an old person.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Is
Yeah.
there any way to go back?
Mm,
It doesn't.
I'm trying to talk without giving like.
No, I
Yeah.
appreciate
All
it.
right.
I feel like I don't even want to play the game until Tyler beats it, because then I can like ask him questions about it.
Well, no, we can answer all these questions. It's a matter of do we want to spoil it for our listeners or just get them
No, we don't want to spoil it.
interested in it, you know? And like, so this first quest,
Believe me, if people are interested, they're already interested. They're
yeah,
not
I
gonna
would
be
think
like,
so, but I also think a lot of people are on the fence about it, you
Mhm.
know, on playing it because there are such mixed reviews. So like this first quest, you almost get to the incinerator, and this is spoilers, but it is the first quest essentially, so it really isn't. It's in the first hour of when you can actually start playing the game. The guy that's wrapped up, you see his body decaying where even though he's wrapped up, there's like these black things, like this black liquid coming out of his body, and you're like, oh shit, time's about to fucking get him right now. And then all of a sudden something flips your truck or whatever, and he's on the ground, the dead body's on the ground, the driver's like under the truck, and the guy that was with you that told you to take this mission is trying to pull that guy out of the truck. But then you start seeing these footprints in the ground, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, shh, be quiet. Like, you have to hold your breath because this thing from a different realm can't see you either. Just like you can't see it, but you can see its footprints.
They can sense you when you make noise.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a quiet place. Those
I
aliens.
was gonna say, it sounds like a quiet place.
Yeah. So you have to hold your breath. There's a button, pressing R1, holding R1, you can hold your breath like within game to be more quiet while sneaking around. But like in this cinematic area during this quest, guy's trying to like pull his buddy out from under the truck, and this thing's just like creeping up on him and finally just grabs the guy, like pulls him into the stranding, and the other dude has to like shoot him and kill him, but then he gets pulled into the stranding.
And tries to shoot himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
God.
then he starts stabbing himself.
Oh God,
Yeah,
this is dark.
it's really dark
To
because he
start.
doesn't want to
Ooh.
like
Yeah, no, I get that.
go
yeah.
into that realm, I guess. But
Oh.
I feel like even if he died, he would go into that realm. Either way, he didn't want to deal with it at the time, so he started doing some horrific things to himself. And you're there being like, what the fuck is going on? And that guy, before he starts stabbing himself, he had a BB on him, which is a bridge baby. So the bridge babies connect you to the other world. And the other world, you're able to see the Death Stranding. The spirits, essentially, of a different realm, or the spirits of the past, or whatever you want to say that it is. And not everyone has a bridge baby, but he throws a bridge baby to you, and he's like, take it, run, you know. And your main character, Sam Porter Bridges, which is the dumbest, funniest name to begin with, because your first name's Sam, Porter is your job title, which is essentially a delivery man, is a
Yeah.
porter in the game, and Bridges is the company you work for. So this is like sort of like 1984
Yeah.
meets what's that? Not Huxley book, but whatever book we had to read in high school. But
Brave New World.
Brave New World. Yep. Yep. Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah.
I know
thank you.
books.
Yeah.
I know books. I don't just know video games.
Yeah. But so it's sort of like that, where your job title is your name, and you're like the last porter that works for the bridges. Like everyone else is scared shitless to do deliveries, which makes sense because every time you're on a delivery, you're going to see these BTs, which are the spirits that once they see you, once you make too much noise or walk by them, which sometimes you just have to walk by them, this whole like thing happens where you see footprints happening around you. You have this little like robot that pops out of the back and goes and it has this light and it flashes like towards where these BTs are. So it lets you know like what direction they're in. But then it starts going faster and faster the closer they are. And then once they spot you, it goes nuts. And you see these footprints. And then the world under you becomes like black oil. And you see actual human figures come out of the black oil. And they start pulling you down to the ground. All while you're holding all these packages. And it's pretty hard to get out of that grasp. Like in the beginning, it's fairly easy. I think it allows you to get out of it. But later in the game, you'll lose all your packages and have to go back for them if you run away. Or you get sucked down into the atmosphere, which then it takes you pretty much like a mile away from where all your packages are. And none of those things are crawling around anymore. And instead, it's this giant motherfucking black squid octopus thing that is just attacking you and chasing you. And it's creepy and it's scary. And you're like, what the fuck is going on the whole time? Do you want to say anything about it, Tyler? Like,
I want to talk about how the multiplayer works.
okay. Well,
Oh.
so this thing happens with the squid. And you essentially have to run away from it. And once you get away from it, it opens up and you're just like covered in this black oil. And you're like, that was a close call. Like your BB is crying like crazy, which then you have to look at it and rock it to make it happy again. Or it goes offline. It was too shocked and it goes offline. Which if it goes offline and you're still on your way to point
All right,
A.
that's enough of the little details. We can go to.
Okay, sorry.
I feel like you're getting really in depth into.
There's so much
the
to
game.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll play it and we'll learn it.
Okay. Sorry, Tony.
It's okay.
I do have one
just feel like
question
that's a little.
for Bo. You said it was a cinematic game. Does that mean there's a lot of cutscene or a lot
Yes.
of downtime? Okay. Because I just wanted to clarify that because some people aren't about a lot of cutscene, and that's probably why they don't enjoy it. They want more combat. They want more action.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for more of a cinematic experience,
And really,
that would be good for you.
there hasn't been that much combat. Like, I fought some humans that are called mules that try to steal your packages. And that was actually really fun, fighting them. And you don't kill them because, like we said earlier, if you kill them, bad shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you stun them.
But there is an option to kill them,
Okay.
Okay.
just so you guys know.
Which I didn't know. But once you wreck them and paralyze them, essentially, you can like rob their whole encampment, which they have a lot of good stuff.
Mm. So you can loot some stuff too.
And then you bring that back. Usually it's like lost cargo, which all lost cargo is side quests, essentially. So you can bring that cargo to the people that actually needed it delivered to them.
Or
Cool.
real quick, the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So you don't actually see each other in the world, but the way the multiplayer works is if I like build a structure like a safe house or put a ladder down somewhere or rope, other people in their games will see my structure. So like they benefit from me doing that. Like I put a ladder down to get up to a higher location. They can use my ladder to get there. And then there's like a social system. So you can send likes to the people that do stuff like that. Yeah, it's I think that part's the cool part.
Has it benefited you at all yet, or
Oh,
have you
definitely.
done anything
Like
that you've got feedback on?
right now I've been building roads for everybody so they can drive like trucks and motorcycles. So it makes it a little quicker to deliver things. But you almost have to work as a community. So like I can put resources in to build a structure. And then if I don't have enough, I can request other people to put resources in and it will finish like a bridge being built or a road or
Yeah, and so you essentially have to say, "Oh, I have a plan to build a bridge from this whatever city or roadway to this
Well, no,
other area."
essentially, like, when I first heard about the bridges and stuff, I thought they were like these giant fucking structures. And really, it's like, no, it's a creek that is easier to cross with a bridge than just crossing the creek, because once you cross a creek, it like takes away all of your stamina, especially if it's like waist deep,
and if it's too deep, you lose all your gear and it starts
and
floating
then it
away.
floats away.
Okay. Yeah, but I was just asking, like, when you put in a request, do you have to make a statement of like what you're trying to get done, or you just randomly make a request? Hey, I need X material for. You don't need to know why, or do you have to
It can be
put a
like that.
reason?
You can lay signs in the game, sort of like
Okay.
Dark Souls. Like, hey, this is up ahead, or you can do like a resource sign or something,
Okay.
so people will know.
Like, you'll need a ladder if you're going up this way.
Yeah, like you can leave hints for other
Yeah.
people, which is cool in my opinion. I don't know. I
About-
think it's a different twist on like a multiplayer.
About how many people are in the world with you? Do you know or not?
I would say a lobby. They're almost like lobbies that you get stuck in
Yeah.
because you can't play with almost every person in the world. That'd be crazy.
No,
But,
everything will be built.
I would say 200 per
Okay.
like every time you boot up the game and you're in with that group of 200 people.
Cool.
Yeah.
But some of the people stay with you if you start building on their structures.
Yes, if you can build a social connection, they call it. Like you can connect directly to another player. So you would see more of their stuff that they're doing and vice versa. But yeah, like if I would leave a motorcycle behind or something, that'll show up in somebody else's game. Like they could just stumble upon a vehicle I left behind. Or if I lost some cargo, they can pick up my cargo and finish the trip. Just
cool.
yeah. That stuff interests me.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it sounds
It's a really weird
Pretty
concept.
Yeah, it's a
enticing.
new twist on a multiplayer. I like it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And you do find a lot of lost cargo while traversing the areas. And really, I haven't taken them to any actual final destination. I just take them to the next terminal, which you can pass off to someone else essentially, and you still get experience for that. But you don't get as much experience if you would take it to the final destination. I just feel like everything matters what's on you. You can only carry so much weight on you, and the more weight that you have, the harder it is to balance yourself. So you just sort of want to get rid of it and offload it. But there is a private locker that you're like, okay, I do want to take this eventually to the end destination. Let me put it in my own private locker that nobody else can get, or I can put it in the shared locker where someone else can grab it that's in my world that I can't see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Had something.
The music is amazing.
Yeah, music's awesome.
It's its own soundtrack that I'm pretty sure all the songs are original, from musicians that we know to musicians we've never heard of. But the music sort of reminds you of what you're doing or what you just did. Like I heard a song about like a traveling man, and like packaging and this and that.
The band is Low Roar, and they're from Iceland.
Okay.
Yeah, they make really good music. Check them out.
Yeah. Soundtrack is amazing. Just the whole atmosphere is amazing. I got spooked at one point. I'm on chapter 3, and I met like the main villain, I think he is, and he was wearing like a skull for a face, and he essentially said that he could traverse from, this world to the beach world, whatever, and he was in control. And like that shit spooked me, like how he was like popping up like right behind my character. I'm like, oh my god, you're scaring me. But yeah, besides that, like I don't like horror games, but haven't been spooked by this game. It's just like a good amount of like creepiness that's going on.
To the viewers, I would say if you're curious about the game, at least give it a shot. Play to like up to chapter 3, because I think that's when the game actually opens up.
And where are you at now, Tyler?
I'm on chapter 5,
Okay.
so I've done quite a bit.
And you're at like 40 hours,
Yeah.
which is crazy because a lot of people have beaten it on chapter 5, or at 40 hours. Sorry.
See, I personally enjoy helping the other players, so I
Okay.
like to set up things for other people's worlds. Like
you're
placing-
enjoying the game more than other people are, in the sense
probably.
where like I feel like a lot of people that have played through it might have just wanted to play through it.
He's taking his time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm 12 hours in at chapter 3, and mainly going for the storyline of it. Like I don't enjoy seeing the Death Stranding. Like it's not fun being grabbed and pushed under the world and having to fight these demonic things and squids and all that. But you can rest in a rest area, and you want to shower, and once you shower you get a type of grenade from your bath water. Once you take a piss in that rest area, you get a different type of grenade, and once you take a shit you get a different type of grenade. So all these will
Just like
fight.
in real life.
Yeah, so all these will fight against the BTs.
Huh.
But the main one that has
Promoting
helped me
hygiene in video games.
Exactly.
Unheard of.
the main one that has helped me the most is the blood grenade, which you can get blood bags attached to you where it doesn't like hurt yourself. It's not drawing blood from yourself every time you throw a grenade. But that one really hurts the BT enemies. Yeah, I don't know. The game's fucking weird.
It's very hard to explain to somebody that isn't interested in the genre, but they're interested in the game.
Well, it's a new genre too, I feel like. Like it's its own thing that hasn't ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the beginning, like Kayla and I were watching it and I was just like, what the hell did they just say? Like, what are they talking about? They're using these not made up words, but words that have these different meanings from what we know what they are, like timefall. Like, what is timefall? Well, they explain it, but then you can look back in your notes to actually read about timefall and be like, timefall is a rain that happens that will deteriorate your body, deteriorate the packages, and destroy the packages. Like, so you want to get cover when it rains, and also when it rains is when the BTs happen. So you want to avoid that, but usually
Rainbows are bad.
rainbows are bad. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I recommend if you do buy this game and you do start playing it, read all the notes and the tips within the game because it will teach you a lot. And it will teach you how to do certain moves that you didn't even think about. Like your shoes do wear out over time. You can upgrade them. You can drink Monster Energy drinks, which is an advertisement within the game. And that gives you an extra like 25% stamina if you drink like 3 cans at a time.
Kyle and Death Stranding confirmed.
Yes. Pretty much.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, don't really understand why Monster advertised on it, but maybe
Because
Kojima
they want
just,
money dollars.
but Kojima probably made money off of it.
Everybody wants money dollars.
Yeah. Everyone made money.
Well, you gotta remember too. He just created a whole new studio, like within that 3-year period.
Yeah.
So he needs that little extra cash to keep the lights on.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think he did a great job. Will it be Game of the Year?
That's a tough call.
My vote is yes. Will people hate it if it's
Probably.
Game of the Year? Majority, yes.
Will people think it's rigged because Kojima's friends with Jeff Keighley? Probably.
The guy that does Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I say try it if you have any interest in it. But if you've seen video of it and you're like, nah, this doesn't look that fun, don't buy it. Don't waste your money on it because you probably won't like it. Like, I've never played a Metal Gear game. I've never really played a Kojima game. So, to me, this is a new experience. And at the same time, people that have played Metal Gear games and love Metal Gear games have said that this is a horrible game because it's not an action-based game or really, like, a stealth action. Like, it's more...
It's like Minecraft, if you think about it.
No, it's not.
You're reconnecting the world.
Okay.
You're building structures. You got to find materials to build those structures.
Yeah, maybe.
You're taking
It's like
something.
Fortnite.
You're taking something from point A to point B to get it done. It's
Yeah.
just
Death
like Minecraft.
Stranding's like Fortnite.
And Facebook and all that. It's weird. It is very different, and it's a game that's hard to describe, really, without spoiling things. But even if we do spoil things, like, it's still a game you have to experience for yourself to realize what the hell's going on. And still then you might not know what's going on.
But yeah, I would recommend it to somebody that has some sort of interest in it. Like, you know, like if people are on the edge, like, oh, this game looks interesting, but I'm not sure if I would like it, I would just suggest they play it anyway for a few chapters.
I wouldn't.
Or rent it from Redbox for
No.
like a week.
I would say don't waste your money on it if you have any hesitation. Because it's probably not what you think it is. Like, I'm thinking, like, Tony wouldn't enjoy it. Honestly. Like, especially since he's loving Call of Duty. Like, going from Call of Duty to this, you're not going to have fun.
Okay, if you're a patient gamer,
It's a very patient game.
I would think you would be interested.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I think that's pretty much all.
Okay.
That's seems like a good rundown.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing more of it, but it's also a game that makes me want to play other games too.
Yeah, you need a break from it.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to end it off, like, the last thing that I did and stopped playing, like, the reason why I stopped playing it the last time and went to ukulele was I climbed up this mountain. I saw BTs one way. I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go this other way. And it was up this steep mountain. Pretty sure I had all the gear that I needed to do this. Get to the highest point where you need a ladder. Definitely had a ladder. Went to my inventory, and there was no ladder to be found. So I just went to sleep.
You dropped it somewhere.
Yeah, I just went to sleep. Yeah, which I did fall like a couple times going up, but I went to sleep and I was like, nope, I'm not playing it right now. Because I, like, literally looking down the mountain, I was like, I'm going to fall so many times. Like, it's such a steep, rocky mountain. I don't know how I got up this high without anything. But now I do need a ladder to peak it to help myself get past all these BTs. But yeah, I was just like, nope, not right now. Not doing it. Nope. So it is something where you do have to prepare and know your loadout and know what you have and all that.
Cool.
Yeah. Would I recommend it to anyone? No. Definitely not.
Certain type of gamer.
Certain type of
But it
gamer.
is a good game.
Cool.
Will it win Game of the Year? We will have to see. Any closing thoughts with you guys?
No, you know, just looking forward to relaxing for a couple days, playing some games, eating some turkey.
Hell yeah. Thanksgiving's about to happen, so definitely enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your free time out of work and play video games.
Yeah, play it with your family. My sister and I actually got to play some games on VR the other night. It was so fun.
Good.
You know, just to
You swipe that fruit.
get together and do that. Yeah, I introduced her to Beat Saber. She had a hell of a good time with
Good.
it. It's so fun to just, you know, bring that, you know, bring your Switch, bring Mario Kart, play with your family before the turkey hits the table, you
Yep.
know, introduce your younger cousins, your nieces and nephews to Mario, like, you know, whatever.
Hell yeah.
It's a good time to just enjoy it.
Yeah. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We always say this, but we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/precisely if you want to join. And we do have hoodies and t-shirts for $5 off right now. So get on that. Just search up Precisely Podcast on eBay and you'll find the listings with a bunch of different colors and sizes. And go follow us at Precisely Podcast on Instagram. You can follow Tyler at
Tyler Manning's Game Corner on Instagram.
Kelly. You want to say your handle?
As always, I am Highway to Kel.
Precisely Tony.
And I am Bose_Game Room.
I don't know who I am. I'm
Yeah,
having an
I-
existential
I was-
crisis.
I was trying to think which Instagram I was. But yeah, have a good night, all. Thanks for listening. We out.
We out.